dad.
Yeah.
I was just wondering,
Yeah.
what is your biggest fear of being diabetic?
That's a good question, actually. So, my biggest worry of being diabetic is that I worry that my kids might get it because it can be hereditary, right? And I just don't want my kids to get it because it's a really, really difficult illness to manage. But even if there's a situation whereby any of my kids are going to get it, I want them to be a lot older. So I got my diagnosis. I think I was 25. I think it was 24, 25 when I got my diagnosis, right? So the older my kids get, the better it is for them to be able to manage it. So if you get it at 19, obviously it's a lot more harder to manage at 19 than when you're 30. So my biggest fear is that I don't want you guys to get it. But if you guys get it, any of you guys, I want it to be much more later. I go to wards and I see kids with diabetes and it's so hard for them, the parents. So that's my biggest fear.
Oh wow. Are there any positives to being diabetic at all?
Oh yeah, there is a few. I've actually been thinking about this question a while, but I've whittled it down to five different points which I think are good things from my experience of being diabetic. Okay, so number one, it's giving me an appreciation for life, right? And if you think about it, right, we save lives. We save our own lives every single day, right? I can say that I know how it is to live with a pancreas that does not function because my pancreas don't produce insulin. So I have experience of that. And I'm also very cognizant of the fact that if it wasn't for modern medicine and all the amazing inventors that we have, from scientists to engineers to doctors to nurses, all these people that come up with equipment and insulin and all these things to make our lives easier, we can be alive, right? So it means that I it's giving me the ability to live a thriving life. And what that does is I realize the fragility of life and I appreciate it, right? And I love as if there's no tomorrow. Like you guys can attest to it. Like when I text your mom and when I text you guys, I'm always very emotional. I always say I love you and things like that because I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. So it's very important to show how you feel on a daily basis. I'll tell you a story. When I was in Nigeria in April to see Grandpa, when Grandpa wasn't well. So and then we took him to this hospital. It's a big hospital, very close to Owerri. It's called the American Cancer Center. It's a big hospital, right? And you know how it is in Nigeria, right? When you go to a hospital, there is no process, there is no queue. You have to go and ask for everything. You have to beg for your results to be ready. You have to beg for this. You have to beg for that. So it's chaos. But each time I go to speak to the receptionist to say, for example, when is the lab results ready? Or when can I see the consultant? And when this, I always use my manners. I'm always saying please. I'm always saying thank you, right? Every single time I'm always saying please. I'm always saying thank you. And I'm always smiling, right? But everybody else isn't. So it got to a point when I went to see the receptionist to ask if the ultrasound result is ready for my dad. And she said, hang on, sir. Why are you always smiling? Why are you always happy when you come to the reception to ask for something? Everybody else isn't. I said, have a think about it, young woman. You walk in a hospital, but look around you. Everybody else is sick, but you're not sick. You're in the cancer hospital, everybody is sick, but you're not sick. That alone is enough for you to be appreciative of life and be happy and be nice to people. And so that was what I told her. So that's number one. Number two, right? Being diabetic has made me very health conscious, right? I prioritize exercise now. I prioritize my eating. I try to be as healthy as I can because anything I put in my mouth or lack of exercise impacts my sugar level. And I want my sugar level to be on an even keel. The graph has to be straight, not up and down, right? And as you know, we've changed our garage. We've changed our garage to a gym so that I have a gym in the house, so that I don't have to make an excuse for myself saying that it's too late to go to the gym or this and that. I have a gym downstairs. I can always go to the gym. So being diabetic has helped me prioritize my health, my mental health, my physical health, and I look after myself in that regard. Basically, from the motivation of me wanting my sugar level to be low. So it is a motivator from a physical and a mental standpoint. So number three reason, it's giving me empathy for others, right? We, like, if you think about it, we all have illnesses that we're dealing with that might not be visible, that we don't see, right? So like when you see me, you wouldn't know that I'm diabetic. Apart from this bracelet that I'm wearing, and even sometimes some people think that I'm just supporting Diabetes UK. That's why I have this bracelet on as a charity. But no, I am diabetic, and that's why it says I have type 1 diabetes, right? But if you think about it, if somebody has a broken arm and they have a plaster on it, it's easily seen. You can see it that the person is not right, right? But when it comes to diabetes and other illnesses, for example, depression, if somebody is depressed, you wouldn't know that they're depressed, right? Because it's not written on your face. They don't have a plaster on,
Yeah.
right? If somebody has asthma or any other illness that you can't see, you wouldn't know. But being type 1 diabetic, and because you can't see it, that has made me more, like, I have more empathy for people who are unwell and have illnesses that you can't see, right? And that's really, really important for us, right? So that's number 3. And then number 4, I feel incredibly empowered. Think about it. I save my life every single day by dosing a medication that is so potent that if I take too much of insulin, my sugar level drops and I can go into coma. But if I don't take enough, my sugar level keep going up and I can also go into coma, hyperglycemic coma, and I can die. So I can literally kill myself, literally, without having any medical training, not being a doctor, not being a nurse. I've managed to gain all this knowledge from nurses and consultants. I can say that I am proud of myself, and that is really, really empowering, because every single day I keep myself alive, basically. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? I have bad days, right? I have bad days. There are some days that I don't want to be diabetic. There are days that I wake up, I don't want to inject myself. There are some days that I go out with my friends and they're having food, and I don't want to be worried about bringing out my insulin pen to inject before I start eating. It's just annoying. It's just annoying, all the things that you have to do to make sure that you're right. I mean, yeah, I have those days, but I also know that it's my responsibility to stay alive for my family. It's my responsibility to stay alive for my family in Nigeria. It's my responsibility to stay alive for my wife. It's my responsibility to stay alive for you guys. And that's why I take that seriously. That's number 4. And then lastly, I am grateful to the community, the Diabetes UK community, and all the communities online. It's like we share ideas. It's like a tribe, right? It makes me feel like I actually belong to a tribe. If I have a question now about diabetes, I can just email in the Diabetes UK forum, and somebody who is experiencing the same issues that I'm experiencing, or I'm asking about, somebody has an experience of it, and somebody will just comment. So I'll tell you a story. One day I was out in Newcastle. I was at the bar trying to buy a drink. A young guy came to the bar to buy a drink at the same time. He saw my sensor, and that was the talking point. He started talking to me. He said, "Oh, you diabetic?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "How long?" I told him. I said, "You?" He said, "Yeah." He's just been diagnosed maybe 5 years. He's quite young. I think he's around 25 or whatever it is, you know. And so we started talking about it. And believe you me, that night we exchanged numbers and we became friends, just because we have something in common, which is diabetes. So yes, it has given me a community friendship circle that I can always speak to. Those are my 5 positive, if there is any, from my experience of being diabetic.
Great.
Diabetes doesn't define us, we do. Okay? Until next time, peace.